If I could be like Mike, I wanna be like Mike. Like Mike. If I could be like Mike.
Hi, I'm Candy.
Of course you are.
To girls with big tits. Good point.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Good point.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Bayou Geeks. I'm your host, Phatty316. And joining me this week, as always, of course, is MaximusG420. How's it going, my friend?
What's good, baby? What's good? It's good.
Kind of a somber day for us LSU fans.
Wally Pontiff, bro. I'm wearing him on my heart.
Wally, always. Always Wally.
Yeah. Who we got else with us today, huh? We got a
The
special
man's not
guest.
even from Louisiana, and he's more heartbroken than I am. Look at that. That's an LSU fan for you.
Bro, I told you. Gave him that shout out, and Chrissy was able to hook him up with the link to the episode. So hopefully they watch that episode.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yep.
But joining us, our third co-host, Mr. Give him any name, Derk. This week he's Panama Sunrise.
There you go.
I may get canceled for saying that. I was about to say chin. I was like, wait, hold on. That's not chin. Sin. That's why I kind of paused there for a second. Like, but what's going on, Derk, bro?
Oh, same old. Long week, even though we had Juneteenth off. So everything was squeezed in 4 days.
Facts. I know how that goes.
I had a day off this week. I had to take it off, but I had one off too.
I did not.
I had to work Saturday.
Yeah, no.
Ooh, that sucks.
I did gas myself on Friday night on my last pool that's by my house. That was fun. Almost killed myself.
I was going to ask you about what did you mean by that?
Well, I was treating the pool, and I didn't clear the skimmer after I put the first part of the treatment in. Yep. Yeah, you already know. And it just
okay. When you make gas, I'm like, what? He was hanging with the customer, just sipping Grandpa's old cough stuff or something?
No,
that's what I thought you meant.
No. I couldn't breathe. I basically mustard gas myself. Gotcha. It was my own mistake, and it was advice that I should that I tell everybody when they do this. Because if some of y'all that don't know, I'm one of the trainers at the place that we work at, so I'm super anal and super specific on how things need to be done and procedural wise, and this is how we do it. And then what ended up happening was I was rushing, and I said, when you rush, you make mistakes, and I rushed and I made a mistake, and my Friday night was canceled. Basically, me and the missus were supposed to hang out, chill. That all got destroyed because I couldn't breathe the whole night.
Oh man!
And then it was just like, man, it was just like, oh well, what are you gonna do? Like,
well,
I was mad at myself about it. Yeah, I was just mad at myself. I was just mad, just so upset.
Well, I was gonna say, Derk, did you gas yourself this week?
No, I'm afraid I'm not. Afraid I didn't.
Well, to explain what everybody what gassing is, now, how did you do it exactly?
I did it when I added the granular algae out, and because how the algae was in the pool, I didn't have to put it in spots. I was running it through recirculate, through the filter, through the skimmer.
Granular?
Yeah, I've done it plenty of times, but the thing is, you're supposed to wait or go to the opposite skimmer, and I just wasn't doing any of that. I just, like I said, I didn't follow my own procedure of how to do a treatment.
Wow, you did an instant gas.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. There was, and there doesn't. And the thing is people
That's
think
rare.
was there a bunch in there? And I was like, no, there wasn't a lot in there. There was very little, but I didn't clear it out like I should. Like I didn't follow my own advice. You know, I was rushing. I wanted to hurry up and get home. It was hot. It was 112 heat index outside. I was just like, I'm done. I'm soaking wet. I'm like, and I'm 4 blocks away from my house. So I'm like, I just want to hurry up and get this shit done and come home.
Yeah, Dirk, the most common gas that most guys will get working with the company is actually not as of now because we don't deliver tabs. But when we used to deliver buckets of tabs, water would sometimes get into the buckets of tabs because they would be sitting there, right? So the water makes fumes from the tablets sitting, at the bottom of the thing. So when you open it, it's just a whoop of gas, and it can suffocate you. That's I mean, I was training in it the first time I ever got gas. I was coughing for hours.
Yeah, it burns your lungs. You smell chlorine for the rest of the night. You can wash your face. You can put Q-tips up your nose and you're gonna never get that smell out. That smell stays with you.
Yeah, but after so long, you get you'll know when you open a bucket and you get that first whiff, you know how to pull away. So you kind of know what to do at that. It just becomes reactionary at that point. But the first couple times that you don't know.
Oh, I used to train guys to open the bucket instead of opening it up towards them and facing it. I would open the bucket. I say open the bucket from the back end and open it away from you. So if it does gas you, it goes that way.
It's part of your training. You got to get gas. Tie him to the chair and shit. And you'd be like, "You ready?" Yeah. Now where is the gold?
Look at me. I am the captain now.
It's funny because I can see Gary doing that.
Bro,
okay, you ready? Hold on.
I'm intense, bro.
That's your fault, bro.
I thought that's where he was going with that. Like, I used to get the guy and tell him to open the bucket slowly and just take a whiff and get that feeling.
Yeah.
You're going to hear some little junkie kid on here. You could get high? No, we didn't say that.
No. This will kill you. If you do it bad enough, you'll fuck up your lungs permanently.
Yeah. Like they use this shit in Afghanistan or Iran, one of them countries when they were using mustard gas on the Kurds or something like that. This is what this shit is.
World War I. That's why they banned it in the Geneva Convention. That's why they decided that's just because if the wind blows the wrong way, now the person that deployed the gas is getting gassed and now killing themselves because it sucks all the oxygen out of your lungs and you just cannot breathe. It is the worst feeling. It's like an elephant sitting on your chest. There's nothing you do. I'm taking Vicks vapor rub, little things to like inhale. I can't smell Vicks. All they smell is chlorine. Oh, it's horrible. Right. And then Saturday, I felt like shit. Saturday, I felt sick. Like I was just congested because that's my lungs trying to catch back up. And smoking cigarettes doesn't help. So
yeah, no shit.
I didn't smoke a cigarette the rest of the night Friday. I came home, didn't smoke a cigarette.
I think that my first time, I don't think I could smoke that night either.
You can't breathe. Give me an oxygen mask. I'd be better. Yeah. Segue though. Speaking of things that they couldn't breathe, unfortunately, RIP to the 5. The Titanic is.
If y'all ready to get into that,
might as well, bro. That was a perfect segue, bro. I had it lined up. It was like Florida right now, how they're destroying LSU. They're up 20-3 now. I'm tired.
Lord. This is baseball, right? College baseball.
Oh my God, it's even worse now. It's here you go.
That
22-3.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
I was so happy yesterday. Last night.
I bet you were.
Last night was a great game, man. Every week this week they've been making me just antsy. This last week of this College World Series, once they lost that one game, I was like, we can't lose anymore, and then we haven't, going into extra innings over and over again. Oh man, yep. U.S. Coast Guard. Right. Did you hear about when they actually found out that the Coast Guard actually found out when they actually passed away?
Yeah, Sunday. They knew exactly when it happened.
They said that oxygen. No, it wasn't even because they went out of oxygen. They said that basically when they lost communication with that submersible was when they were an hour and 45 minutes into the trip, which takes you right down to the Titanic. They think that it may have collided with something possibly, it caused it some disturbance, and it basically became from this to this. It imploded. Right? Yeah.
Imploded.
Yeah. Imploded, and that's, I don't know what's worse, imploding or exploding, but they both sound horrible.
Terrible.
James Cameron said as soon as he heard that day, he knew. He's like, I knew exactly what happened because it made sense.
I've seen videos of things imploding and showing them in regular atmospheric conditions that we have here on the surface is completely different than seeing that stuff when it's underground, 2.5 miles deep, under the water. That pressure is tremendous. I don't understand. would freak me out to even go that far. I think I'd be more likely to go to space before I'd go to the depths of the ocean.
No,
yeah, I didn't think about that one.
Yeah,
would you rather?
Crazy.
Hell, submarines don't even go that low.
They don't.
Like like Navy nuclear subs don't even go that far deep because there's no need to.
But here was the problem with that. It's not so much it wasn't safe. It was that particular company. Why it wasn't safe. It hasn't, like James Cameron said, they haven't had no issues outside of this one time because the company was cutting corners. Every other company that's made these things, no problem, because they went through what they had to go through with them. More tests, double tests, triple tests.
Yeah, redundancies. You got to have backups,
quadruple probation, double probation. All that good shit. This company, I mean, they used a fucking game controller as
that was kind of
control system.
You know what the funny part is? The funny part is too is that people keep on saying that, but they don't realize that before, like the regular controllers they have for other things, the PS3 and PS4 controllers actually do a lot of stuff, and it's a lot of technology. But you just look at it saying it's a $70 part. But actually does have horizontal and vertical gyroscopes on it as far as all the trigger controls. But the thing is that's not the biggest thing. The biggest thing is they didn't hit benchmarks. I was listening to a podcast where they're talking to another billionaire guy who's actually gone out there and done other crazy stuff with that Haggis guy that was on there with his kid. That he's done stuff with him before, and he even put down the $10,000 deposit to do it, but they had to hit certain benchmarks, and they weren't hitting those benchmarks. And he finally just pulled out and said, "I'm done. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to take the chance. I don't want to run the risk of going in something that's not being, checked and double checked, and then having redundancies. Like if something breaks, you got to have a backup for it. And then if that breaks, sometimes you need another backup. And they didn't have any of those things. They didn't have any checks and balances on those backups. So if something fucked up happened, and guess what? It's all fucked. We're done. Like there's nothing else you could do."
Well, my first thing was when I heard about it, I'm like, well, why don't they have a beacon on this thing? I mean, planes have the black boxes. And when I heard James Cameron, he made sense. He's like, they lost all of that. And that's why he knew it was over. He said that was on its own battery pack. Yep. And and he said when he heard there's no communication or nothing, he's like, I knew right away.
Oh yeah, that was it.
The pressure, man. I can't even imagine that. The only person I honestly feel bad for, like I feel bad for people that they lost their fathers and brothers and sons and stuff like that. But that 19-year-old kid, man,
he didn't want to go.
He didn't want to go.
He was doing it because he was making his dad happy. I get to spend some time with my daddy, and I get that, bro. Like I understand wanting to spend time with your father, but man, like that shit is dangerous, bro.
Well, like, then the CEO company kind of made some dumbass comments about hiring people. It's like,
they got slammed for that,
give me a 50-year-old white guy who's driven subs his whole life. I'll take that guy. I'm sorry. Give me a guy with experience.
Yeah.
Especially when you're doing shit like that, I'm not asking him to drive a car, test drive a car, with going, 2.4 miles underwater. Yeah, give me the old 50-year-old white guy. I'll take, hell, I'll take the 50-year-old frigging black guy. I don't give a shit. Give me the guy who's been doing the shit,
Right.
That.
Yeah, it's just I don't understand, man. Like some people with so much money, they have so many different things to do and options to them. It is, and I get it. Like I can understand that. Like that's why everybody wants.
They got all that money.
And the guy, the CEO of OceanGate, actually the first thing he actually tried to do was try to go to space, but Richard Branson beat him.
Yeah.
So he got pissed and was like, "Well, fuck it, I'll go to the depths of the ocean. I'll go see the Titanic."
No, I'm good.
Yeah, well, you got that kind of money, bro. What are you gonna do? I don't know.
Sit back and chill in Panama City.
Well, they actually had one show had James Cameron and what's his name, Bob something, the guy who found the Titanic in '85, and apparently they've been friends for years. And they were saying, like Cameron said what he said, and the other guy said the same thing too.
Yeah, dude, it's just they weren't getting registered. They weren't getting certified for their equipment. They weren't getting to benchmarks. There was no redundancy. Like this was the fact that they even made this trip a few times before this one and were successful was a miracle almost in itself.
Yep.
But the stress of the ocean that deep. I could see it going down 1 or 2 times and being fine, but you still have to update everything and check, make sure seals are this, make sure there's reinforcement where it needs to be, like make sure there's no stress and wear and tear on this vessel. And it just doesn't seem like there was. And it's just like it was bound to happen. This was an accident waiting to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad because it could have been prevented.
Yeah.
So, but it is what it is, man.
Yeah,
Billionaires of money,
and we don't get into politics, so we don't want to go too further in this story because they got a lot of conspiracies going around with it now.
I don't listen to any of those things, man. They went down there; it was unsafe. There was no checks.
No. I know. I'm talking about more why they were holding. If they knew since Sunday that they were dead, why they held it all the way to Thursday to say something, giving everybody false hope, and they already knew they were dead, but saying, "Oh, we're hearing sounds," and they're gonna run out of oxygen, having everybody watch the TV to see what was going on every second.
Yeah, it is what it is.
That's what I'm saying. We don't want to get too far because we're not a political show.
Yeah, no, I wasn't worrying about that. I was just like, it just was stupid. And then all the memes are just bad. Seeing charts of what happened with the Titanic, and then 2023 case 5 more.
Well, they got people online saying that they happy, they don't care because they were a bunch of rich guys. I mean,
I heard that too.
Yeah, I mean that being rich don't condemn you fucking to death.
No,
it's the person who you are. You could be a rich and still be a good person. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, some people are sick now, man.
But we're all trained that
people
with money are bad.
People wish death upon you for no matter what it is anymore. I mean, it could be the slightest fucking thing. You could be like, well, I don't agree with you. You should fucking die. Dude, I don't fucking agree. I mean, fuck.
Yeah, there's still people too, bro. I get it. There's still people too. It's just things, certain extents, certain limitations on things that you can do, and with the people who you trust into do them. Like the CEO was just cocky, bro. He was really cocky. Why do you think he went down there with it? Because that's how cocky he was. Oh, this is safe. I can go. I've been down there several times, and I get it. That's exactly, and that's what you would do. I would be like, no, this is safe. I'm confident in the thing that I built and we've built together, and we'll take you down there and I'll show you how fun it is. And you're going to see the Titanic. You're going to be one of few people that have ever seen it that close. And then
that happened.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, can't make mistakes down there. There's too many. Yeah. There's too many people. It's not just you. Like if it was just you and you did it, that's fine.
That's fine. Yeah.
But you had 4 other people on there that, and they even said it too. I heard it in NPR last week. One of the other people that wanted to look into it, and they show you the pages upon pages of that. Every other line, it says death can cause death, may die. I was like, wow,
sounds safe to me.
Yeah, well, they make you sign that waiver. It's like, well, I guess so. They said death a lot, but I guess we're gonna go for it.
Sign that waiver. Like Gary signed this for me.
We bought this at Camper World. Wait, what?
Yeah. Bass Pro Shop. It's great, bro.
Yeah,
at a discount, 2 for 1.
Oh man,
we got a Dick's Sporting Goods, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
it is.
So, I mean, that was the story of the week. Outside of politics, but
sad.
Yeah, it is. It's just there's not really much else to say, man. Like, what else are you supposed to say? It's just
and people's like, oh, maybe they should do regulate. I was like, dude, everybody's been doing it right up to this one person. You don't have to fucking throw everything into a panic. It's not like everybody's going out making their own personal submarines,
Yeah, people tell them not to do it. Just like people try to tell them not making fucking rockets to go out into outer space.
Well, the community's so fucking small. You got to be a millionaire to even attempt to do any shit like that. So
$250K, $250,000.
$250,000 million. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm talking about if you want to start building the fucking things. That's what I'm saying. They don't put regulations on people who want to do that, but it's like that group's so small that can even afford to build shit like that. I mean.
Yeah, usually it's like National Geographic that are using somebody else's stuff that's doing science and research.
Hell, they're going to James Cameron.
Why not?
I mean, he's been down there the most, James Cameron. He's been down there 33 times. And he has the world record for the deepest dive. I think it's shit. It's like fucking deep. This motherfucker went to the bottom of the earth.
Yeah, Mariana Trench style.
I have to look it up. To see how far he actually went.
More
Like-
power to him.
Well, he did create the Terminator,
Yeah.
That's cool.
and he
Did make the
predicted the
Terminator.
future. Remember how great we thought Terminator? It was scary when we were kids. You know, the robots are going to take over. Then it just
They
became
might.
great culture.
Wait a minute.
Now
That's-
we're really like, oh shit,
But
the
they kind of
Terminator.
are.
man. Look, I got the training machine over here, guys. Come over and get ready.
Terminator, that shit. I'm telling you, bro. AI. I'm more worried about AI than I am
Mhm.
about nuclear war. I am not worried about nuclear war. I'm worried about AI taking over everything.
Look,
I
if
see it.
Terminator
It's
start
a
walking
knife
around,
and
look,
Robocop.
I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, human race. I'm going to the winning team. I'm with you guys.
Yeah, if I see Ed 209, no, it's over.
No.
My Robocop.
Because you believe, like when it comes to regulations on AI, like anybody's going to listen.
No, but
It's
It's because they want to make stuff more efficient. It's all about cost effectiveness. If I can build this machine or have this machine do something that takes a person, say, 40 hours to do in a week, and they can do it in 5 hours in a day, yeah, I'm going to do that. Yeah, James Cameron's record depth dive is 35,787 feet.
oh jeez.
And it's a
And with the
personal
Tit-
submersible.
and what's the Titanic by feet?
It was only like
14,000?
Yeah, like 12.5 or something like that. 14 maybe. I don't remember.
So that's 2.4 miles down. So let's triple that. That would be almost 7 miles. He went down. That's fucking
Oh Lord.
insane.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
I mean, that's almost like
crazy.
me to your house, dude.
That's just scary, bro. Like
That's
7
scary,
miles, when you see distance, you're like, that's not a big thing. Okay, now turn it on its axis.
Imagine diving that. That's going to take hours. I mean, I think it would. I don't even know how long it took to get to the Titanic. What, 2.5?
Like they said,
Oh,
anywhere
no.
to me for an hour and a half to 2.5 hours, depending on how fast. Currents is usually a big thing. That's something that I heard about that too.
I have to look at that.
That the currents, depending on on when you were going down there, what the currents were at that depth when you're diving. Just like with when you're traveling, headwind and tailwind. You got a headwind, you're gonna go slower. It's gonna take you longer.
I know we got to
tailwind,
move.
you go faster.
I'm sorry, Gary. No, I was
No,
gonna say I know we got to move on in a second, but I just, in my opinion, I think the mystique of the Titanic's been lost anyway. Because you got to think that's something we literally grew up with, and once they found it became pop culture. Let's be real. And then even before that, the mystique of it was always there, but no one really got to see it until '85, and that's when it really became fucking huge. And it's just like the Titanic. So just let the ship rest now.
Yeah.
They made the movie, more interest. They got the best footage you're ever going to get. I mean, it's falling apart at this point.
Yep.
And just let it be at this point. Don't, because I know that people still go down there and look at it, but it's like you're going to see more on your screen than you will when you go down there because you're only looking through a fucking hole this big.
That's why people watch sporting events from home. You get better angles. I don't have to be there. I don't got to deal with all this traffic.
Right.
And all these people. And the Titanic's just a graveyard. It's like, if it's a graveyard, let's treat it like one. Let's show some respect. Like,
and you're never going to see a body. They've never ever seen a body down there.
No. That's all been gone. That disintegrated or got eaten by,
Yeah.
Or
something
buried under the mud, and you'll never
Somewhere.
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of the
movie
earth
was
now.
enough.
That's salt water.
It's part of the earth now.
The movie was enough.
Yeah, I remember going seeing that movie.
So did I.
And
Me
I
too.
was on a double date, and she was like, "Oh, I just want to see the love story." I just want to see the fucking ship sink.
I want to see how they do this.
I was like, it's not like I don't know how this movie ends.
Yeah.
Why are we coming to see a movie called The Titanic? Because we wanted to see it sink.
3 hours.
The movie would have been a disappointment if it didn't sink.
Well, that would be funny.
Like, wait, what the fuck here? They would probably make that movie now. Believe it or
Film
not.
noir. Film noir.
You're gonna have
that's why
babies.
I want to see how it sinks. I want to see the chaos. That's the reason I came seeing this movie.
No, Jack actually gets on the door. Him and Rose have a long-lasting relationship. That's what the sequel's gonna be. He actually didn't die. Jack didn't die.
They froze his body. He just stayed frozen, but he came back to life after he saw it. Because they did. I heard this the other day. I don't think I've ever heard this before. They did recover like 300 and something bodies out the water.
Oh,
So
yeah,
you know those bodies were frozen fucking stiff.
Probably that water was cold as fuck.
But they were like reburying them at sea. A lot of them they couldn't identify, and they were putting like wrapping them up, putting them in lead.
Yep.
And they would, the ones they couldn't identify, they would just throw back into the ocean, but just let them go to the bottom. Which
was most of the poor people.
Yeah.
Actually, the way they have most poor people died on the sinking of the ship, not so much the ones that, I guess there was some in the water too. I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
But everything you see in the movie is true. That's true shit. Like how they had the people locked down there until a certain point.
Yeah.
That shit wouldn't happen now. They make sure they have enough lifeboats for everybody on board now.
That's why them cruise ships are so big, bro. So big.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
I saw something on the Titanic. They said if it would have hit the iceberg dead on, it would have been okay.
Really?
It was the way what happened was.
Yeah, it split the sides.
Yeah, and it made it like go down the ship. Instead of one chamber being filled, multiple chambers got filled at once. Yeah, that's how it was non-sinkable. Each compartment was a chamber that they could seal off. And they said if it would have hit the iceberg, it would have been a jolt, but just the front of the ship would have been fucked up, and they could have cut off those two front chambers quick.
Yep.
And that would have been it. But it was I think it was like 4 or 5 different chambers that got like the little what they said pin, like scrapes.
Yeah.
There was nothing they could do. The water was coming in all them chambers too quick. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, they've done like 3D models on it. And
yeah, I've seen those. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, they filled up too many spots at one time.
You know what's cool? Me and Brandy were here the other night, and I watched this before. You can get on YouTube and watch like 3D models from the ship hitting the iceberg to the moment it sinks, and it's like 2.5 hours, and it's like minute for minute how the ship's just. I mean, like it's crazy, and they have like the little digital people, and all the screams at the night and shit, and how it broke, and it's fucking crazy, morbid, crazy, but cool to watch. I think
those aren't real people.
I can't remember. This is about 13 years ago. I think the night of the 100-year anniversary, I actually played that video on YouTube and just let it play just for the fuck of it. Since it was the 100-year anniversary.
You're crazy.
I know. But let's move on to the NBA draft.
Oh, well.
Oh, you should have had the music queued up.
Oh, no. Hey, copyright.
That's right.
I'm Shaq. I dropped boom.
You're right.
Yeah. Victor Wembanyama.
Victor.
Dude's big, bro. He's huge.
Oh, boy. Look at him.
He's so big, bro. Look, he makes everybody look small.
Who? A white guy? Yeah, he does, huh?
Adam Silver. Look at it. This guy's taller than me.
He looks like a Q-tip.
He does.
Looks like a goddamn Q-tip.
I picked my teeth with you, Adam.
Other thing that was cool too about that was, did you see that 2 twin brothers went number 4, number 5? First time ever in the NBA that twins went in the top 5. That's actually pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, I think they played for Elite, which is part of the G League. It's like one of the traveling. It's like the All-Star of the G League.
Mm-hmm.
Overtime Elite. Yeah, they're pretty cool. It's a different section of the G League.
Hey, who put the blonde hair white boy in there?
He's good, bro. He's from Kansas. He's a good kid.
Of course, he's from Kansas.
Jayhawks, baby.
That's why he wore the red. Did you see his suit? His suit was a red tuxedo, like sparkly red tuxedo. Because he said he's from Kansas, and he said, I'm not in Kansas anymore, so I had to put my, Dorothy had the ruby red slippers. I got the ruby red suit, and I was like,
you got the white ginger in the mix too, and he's even shorter than the other white boy.
Yeah, well, yeah, they can ball, bro.
Yeah, well, they can ball, hey.
Yeah, dude. Scoot Henderson, I thought that was a good pick for Portland. That was pretty cool. I don't know why they picked up Brandon Miller in Charlotte, but whatever.
Yeah, Brandon Miller.
He had some issues too, bro, because he was at Alabama.
Is he as good as advertised? I never watched. I know the story what you're about to say, Gary, but
yeah, with all that stuff with the gun violence and this and that, he was there. He wasn't
brought
there.
The gun to the guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, who knows now? We don't know what's going on. Everybody keeps on changing the damn
allegedly
story.
he brought. Well, no, that is the truth. He did.
That's what
bring
he's.
the
Yeah,
gun.
he said. Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, he did say that, 100%. But then he recanted that because
Yeah. I want to make my money.
Allegedly.
Yeah, but yeah, well, that's all I really got. I'm not a big draft guy, NFL or NBA.
I try to be, but after
What
a while,
did your
just
Cavaliers do, Dirk? Did they have a pick?
you know what? I haven't even been paying attention to the
Well, here
Cavaliers.
we go. Look,
Yeah,
here we go. Spurs 1-5. You're the Cavaliers, right?
Yeah, they're further
I'm
down.
more of a Bulls fan. but
Actually, maybe I was right. Maybe y'all didn't have a pick.
okay. I don't see the Cavaliers anywhere.
Y'all did? No, here we go. 49.
Yeah,
Monty Bates from Eastern Michigan.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. Sure.
Nobody wants to come to Cleveland. Can't blame them.
Hell, let's
Yeah.
see. Who you got? Wait, where you come from? Eastern Michigan?
Eastern Michigan.
Damn, look, even Ryan Rupert, who came from the Breakers, the NZ Breakers, got picked before him.
That's New Zealand, bro. That's international ball.
Oh, no shit, huh?
Yeah, that's
Huh.
New Zealand Breakers. Yeah, because that name sounded familiar. But yeah, Australia has a pretty good league, like Australia, New Zealand. That's another good Euro. Like, well, it's not Euro because it's their own little thing, but they got a good league, just like the Euros do.
Wow.
So
Cavaliers have nothing in the first round. That's
And
funny.
Pelicans got Jordan Hawkins,
But they were-
which a lot of people said that was a
yeah, that was a good
diamond
pick.
in the rough pick, man. I mean, I didn't know much about him, but I saw and they're like, yeah, how he fell so far. A lot of people saying no, they don't understand.
Yeah, that's that kid Grady Dick, the one from Kansas. That's the one you were talking about.
Now that's a name right there.
Yeah, he's
Grady
he said all he wants is Drake to wear his jersey because he's going to the Raptors, and I was like, I get it. I would want Drake to wear my jersey too.
I
If
hope
was
his
in-
middle initials are A. That'd be awesome. And drop the Y. Grade A Dick. Here comes Grade A Dick down the court. He jams it, baby. Boom, shakalaka.
Oh, bro, they don't even do that no more. They don't do the boom shakalaka no
No,
more.
they don't.
That's
All about
that's
3 points now, man.
NBA jam.
about threes, baby.
Yep, all about them threes.
All about them threes, bro. Threes more than two. So,
Made the game boring as shit.
But Joke said, nope, not this year.
well, you know
How
what?
about the center?
It can make the game boring, but if you see two teams going back to back, or you see a team that's down by 17 with 2 minutes left, and you see them come back because they're hitting, 5 and 6 threes and this and that, that's actually kind of exciting.
Yeah.
But when you get a blowout, you're up by 25, and you're still launching threes, and your team's, shooting 55% from three because you guys having one of those nights, that gets boring. That gets very boring.
James Harden?
I'm getting some breaking news in my headphones right now.
What you getting? What you got?
Zion Williams has not had another woman come out this week. That is all. Okay.
All right.
Woo!
That's good.
Oh, man. I was scared for a second.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, it was getting tense there. I was wondering if it was going to happen again.
What if he goes to the New York Knicks?
Bro, he'll be so much trouble. But those women have been trained by Derek Jeter to, keep that shit DL. Like, just give them a little gift bag on their way out, and they'll be fine.
Yep.
Yeah. Take their phone when they walk in the door. Take their phone, bro. Take their phone. Put it in a box. Lock the box.
And that was our weekly Zion Watch, brought to you by Icy Hot. You use Icy Hot? I'm checked. When I go work out, Icy Hot.
I thought he'd be sponsored by Popeye's Chicken. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Oh, actually, for Zion Watch, sponsored by Trojan.
Oh my god, that's
Trojan man.
Oh my god. Just breaks through your door. Where'd you come from, bro?
Have an AI EGE. Use your Trojan.
Oh man.
Man.
Speaking of AI,
because I like pussy and pussy like me. You with that EGE voice.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Younger kids only if you only knew.
Have you guys watched? I know Chris, me and you talked about it the other day a little bit offline. watch Black Mirror from Netflix?
I have not.
No.
You guys have got to watch it. Everybody that's out there, go watch it. There's like 5-6 seasons, and it varies. It could have 6 episodes. It could have 3 episodes. It could have only 4 episodes. But the last season they had an episode about AI, and it's very intriguing, bro. Like, it makes you rethink about like reading terms and conditions on your phone whenever you sign up for something, and it just tells you like how crazy it could actually be. And I was like, what? Just to give you a heads up, like the first episode of the last season was called Joan is Awful. So it starts off as a regular show that it's just some lady going to work. She works for a high-tech firm. She's, the manager between the corporate, board meeting people, them guys that sit on the board, and she's the manager that controls all the regular everyday to day stuff. She's in charge of all those divisions. As she's in there, she's talking to a girl, letting her know basically that the board didn't like her idea for what they wanted it to do, even though it would have made benchmarks that the board agreed to and publicly stated. Just remember that little part, publicly stated that they were going to do these changes about EPA and environmental and blah, blah, blah. So she lets her go, and she's having a breakdown and this and that, and it's just crazy. Then she goes on the rest of her day. She ends up like meeting up with her ex-boyfriend that she wasn't supposed to be meeting up with, and been texting him on the side because he keeps on texting her like, I want you back and all this stuff. So she goes home, is relaxing, just finished eating dinner. Let's go watch a movie with her fiance. They're going through the TV, and they're like, oh, Streamberry, let's see what's on that. Streamberry, aka, is like Netflix for their world. So they're watching, and they're like, what's this? And they're like, what the hell is that? And it gets on a show, and it says Joan is Awful. Her name is Joan. The lady that's on there looks like her, but it's not her because it's a Spanish person. She's a white lady, and it's being played by Selma Hayek. But she has like the same blonde streaks in the front part of her hair. But it looks like her, so you're like, that looks like her. And then all of a sudden, this first episode is basically what she did that day.
Whoa.
And she realizes that as every day goes by, that the next episode that comes on that night is what she did that day. And then from there, it gets real twisted and crazy. And I'm not going to spoil it because it'd be too hard for me to even explain how to spoil it. But it's so good. It's like, what the hell? It's like, I was like, it's like the version of what Twilight Zone is from us. So it's like all the stories, like none of the seasons are anything compared to one season to the next, one episode to the next. They're all individual stories, but they're all very, very crazy and more about the future and how technology is taking over kind of stuff. And it's been, I think it's been out since like 2017, 2015, something like that is when Black Mirror came out, and they only had like 3 or 4 episodes, but it's crazy. Like, I tell you about it. Like, you go watch some of those episodes, like just catch up on something. Like, start season 1, just start watching that first episode, and you're just like, what the fuck is going? And always the last like 10, 15 minutes of the show, you think you understand what's going on. You absolutely don't. You absolutely have no clue what's going to happen in those last 10, 15 minutes. No clue. Man. It's so good though. It's so good. Yeah. So.
Netflix, right?
Yeah, Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Netflix. Black Mirror.
You said Hulu, I'm in trouble.
No.
Yeah, that's a Netflix show, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Netflix. It's like I said, it's well written. Like, and all the scenarios are they're not completely out of whack, but you could see how something like this could work. Like how technology actually could do something into that point where you're just like, what the fuck? Because they basically made a show about her, and she tries to go to a lawyer and find out, like, they can't make a show about that. You're like, didn't you read your terms and conditions? And she's like, what do you mean? She's like, it's in here on page whatever, paragraph this and that. It says that it can use your name and likeness. Oh, how do they do that? Well, because you have your cell phone, and you have your laptop, and you have your smart TV with the camera on it, and it records everything of your daily doing, so it knows what's going on, and they can just emphasize it. They're like, well, that actress shouldn't be playing my part. She's like, oh, it's actually not an actress. It's actually AI generated. It makes it look like an actress. So it makes it look like Selma Hayek, even though it's not actually Selma Hayek. So that's where she gets an idea to do some stuff that's kind of off the wall, and it's really, really crazy. Like if you see clips of it online of this last season, they show one clip where it's like, what? How did that happen? And that's why it happens, because it's such a tangled mess of just I can't even explain it. I just can't. But it's really good. It's very thought provoking. A lot of these episodes are like, what just happened? And then it ends. Then the show just ends, and then you're like, "There's no part 2." No, there's no part 2. It's one episode. You get it up, and the episodes range from like 45 minutes to like as much as like an hour and 15 minutes. So depending on what episode you watch, you're just like sometimes even the hour ones go by so fast because there's so much happening. You have to pay attention. You're like, "What the fuck?" So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Watch it during Halloween.
Well, not even that. It's not even that it's scary. It's just it's like Twilight Zone. It's just some of those stories were just weird. You're just like, what? Like that's strange, or like supernatural even. But this isn't supernatural. This is more like has to do with technology and based on technology as far as like AI and just how we're glued to what we're glued to now. We're doing a podcast. Somebody could be licensing our image and likeness to do stuff, and we don't even know about it until we run across it on accident or something.
Oh my
God, I hope so. I could use the money.
That's the thing. You already signed that away by saying that you've agreed to this and agreed to that because you didn't read the 17 pages that you had to scroll through just to go hit the bottom to say accept.
As long as they make me cool. That's all I'm worried about.
That's the thing. One of the parts that they talked about was that they had a focus group, and how it tested was, well, why don't you guys do like stories about good things that people are doing? They're like, no, people being horrible seem to test better, so we're going to do that. Because people like to see other people, be assholes or be this or be that. Yeah. So yeah, it's. I'm telling you, just that first episode alone has got nothing to do with any of the other episodes. All the other episodes stand alone, and they're so completely different. Like I don't even want to go into them because they're so freaking weird, man. They're so weird.
An AI Phatty316. Can you imagine that one?
You have enough.
Oh.
He said enough words on here, incorrectly and
sure
correctly.
Speakers on my head too, so you hear the Terminator. You hear the Terminator playing too. Wait, what was that, Gary? Do I have to rewind the video on this?
I said it's got enough audio of you saying words incorrectly and correctly, so it'll figure you out.
It was unique.
Oh man, I know I've said enough words on here that they could probably make a thing of me.
I'll be like, number 5 alive.
Oh man.
Oh,
kids, go Google Short Circuit and Short Circuit 2.
Most of the first one.
Yeah, mainly Short Circuit, just like Gremlins.
Yeah,
Gremlins were cool.
I love Gremlins.
My white stripe.
My white.
Even the video game was fun.
I don't remember the video game.
I never played the video game. I've seen it, but I never played it. Yeah, I was more playing like Galaga and like T2 back there, playing the shooting games, or the Jurassic World, Jurassic Park ones where you're trying to kill dinosaurs.
Oh yeah, Turok the Dinosaur Hunter. Remember that one?
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah,
the shotgun.
That was fun.
Well, we used to trip to that game because we'd put it in spirit mode, where you could just leave it in spirit mode and just shoot the weapons, and they would just be like.
Catching tracers.
Yeah, we would sit there for hours just shooting like, whoa. Yeah, I swear to God.
Look at all the colors, man.
Yeah. I thought about buying an X64 just for that.
Yeah. You want red blood or green blood?
One of the best Doom games was on N64. That was my first game. When I bought my N64, that's the game I bought with. It was Doom 64, and I loved it.
The only game I played on the N64, because I didn't have an N64, one of my friends did, was GoldenEye.
Love GoldenEye.
Everybody.
GoldenEye, bro. That was like
I didn't get into it.
That's like the OG shooter game, bro. That's the
OG man. Wolfenstein is the OG shooter game. That was the very first shooter game on PC. It was Wolfenstein 3D. Then Doom.
I guess so. I guess.
GoldenEye was great.
And
GoldenEye was like
GoldenEye over Duke Nukem.
GoldenEye. I would die all the time, but it was fun.
Duke Nukem was the shit.
Oh, I like that. Duke Nukem was fun,
baby.
Look at Contra was great. Super Contra.
I don't remember Super Contra.
So Super Contra was like
that was on SEN, the Super Nintendo, huh?
I think so. Yeah.
There was Contra 3
I had a
also.
Super Nintendo.
Yeah. Oh, there was a Contra 3? That I didn't know. That I did. I knew there was a Super
NES,
Con.
1991. I'll
Okay.
send you a clip.
The only
Alright.
reason I had my Super Nintendo was Street Fighter 2.
I like Street Fighter.
Oh, Street Fighter 2. I got so many memories with Street Fighter 2, man.
Tekken. That's another one too. I used to love that one.
King and
All
Nina.
those
The
games.
original Mortal Kombat for me.
Oh yeah.
Original Mortal Kombat was
Y'all
so
got,
great.
y'all got to remember my two best friends at the time were game. I mean, you met one of them. You know what I'm talking about. They were like hardcore game heads back in the day. Like they had the Game Pro with the Nintendo Power every month, and was the
I had that.
And there was another one too. They used to get Electric Monthly, Gamely Monthly,
EGM.
Yeah. And that's how I learned about Mortal Kombat before, like a year before it came out. They're like, look at this game. It's about to come out. They're using real people. And I'm like, hey, that character looks like the dude from Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a year later, they're like, dude, at the video store, they got that game. And we went like walk over there on Jefferson Highway, dude. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You know,
yeah,
white boy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Fuck you, we're going to play Mortal Kombat.
Exactly. But I used to love playing Mortal Kombat and all that stuff, getting all the moves, the fatalities. It depended.
Yes.
It really just depended. Sometimes it would just depend. There were certain players I would want to play with, and then sometimes I'd just be random it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't even care. I was just like, whatever. I'll play with whoever.
You know what's crazy? Just to bring this up real quick. You know where they lived, right? I forgot you're familiar with Jefferson Highway. You know where they lived? On Lynchwood.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And we would walk to Jefferson Highway and go. There was a video store like right before that. Isn't there a Walgreens or something over there? It's like it's about a block down, like across from Riverdale or the water plant one. There was a video store, just like a little old rinky-dink video store.
There's a shopping center right there, and then there is a Walgreens, but that Walgreens is a newer Walgreens. I think it used to be a CVS.
Yeah, it was about 3 or 4 blocks down the highway going towards like the school or the water that way. And
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
A little hole in the wall place, and they actually had Mortal Kombat in it. Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
Back in the day.
I used to go to a place even when I was when I think I was like 18, 19 years old. The pizza place, or not the Whole Food place that I used to work at, it was called Sherwin's Groceries, and it was basically like a Whole Food supermarket, but it wasn't just a supermarket. It had a vitamin department, which was basically the whole front of the store. They had an herbal department. They had a cosmetic department. So these are all natural products, like way before it was a thing. Like I worked with yuppies well before they were, yuppies and turned into hipsters, like well before that. And one of the pizza places I used to go to was down the block from there. So I'd go get my lunch, go take a break first, go make sure I had an appetite, go get my lunch. And then across the street, they still had one of those old ass arcade places. And I would go in there all the time and I would just play Galaga. I don't know why. Galaga was the game. And then I always knew the secret. And that would be like most of the time I'd be spending my money on is just trying not to kill that one bee in that first level to make sure I get my, free double or whatever. Yeah.
That's what I would do.
And I was like, all right, I'm going to not kill this one bee. And I'm going to get the free one. I don't even got to do the other thing where that big crazy one's got to capture my thing and take it. And then I got to not kill it. And it was just like doing that over and over again.
What's the one video game that sticks out to y'all from the 80s? Now, 80s, not anything 90s, 80s. What's that one game that you like? That was my favorite.
Dragon's Lair and Space Ace.
Oh, damn. Okay, Dragon. That was it was, I guess,
anime cartoon.
Now,
I love
looking back now, it's like pretty lame, but I guess back then it was revolutionary.
I believe did it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think Galaga was the one.
Mine definitely was Spy Hunter.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah,
just that steering wheel alone, and doom, and you hit the weapons van.
Got to pull in that red truck.
Yeah, hitting the van, driving up in the red truck. Then you get the oil slick, and
the oil slick.
Man, that game was fucking
smoke screen.
I cannot wait till they bring that on a one up, man. I'm getting that. Fucking ain't right.
Slash your tires.
Right.
The switchblades on your wheels.
Speaking of the 80s, look, I got this. This was one of my Father's Day presents. Y'all seen?
Oh man, I'm looking at some of them from back then. I forgot about some of these. They're how old they were.
Y'all remember? Y'all seen the Transformers the movie, huh?
The 86 one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where they all die? Yep.
Yeah, that's not.
Oh no, you can see that.
Oh,
That's Starscream.
Oh,
What's
told me about
Surprise.
him. Oh, that's awesome. Does he shoot the missiles?
Nah. It's just, but he transforms, but he's wearing the crown.
Yeah, I love that.
He held it for about 30 seconds before
Yeah.
Megatron vaporized him.
Galvatron.
Oh my god, I'm looking at some of these old games. Do you guys remember Qbert?
Oh yeah.
Holy shit, I forgot about Qbert.
I would always jump off the other side because I always point the wrong way.
Dude, Frogger, that was fun.
They
That
made a
was a
Saturday
fun-
morning cartoon out of that one.
Yeah, see Contra. Yeah, Contra's on there. Double Dragon.
Double
Oh
Dragon.
yeah,
That was a
I
game.
got Double
Yeah.
Dragon on the PlayStation arcade.
That was a
I got a
game that I
couple
used to
games.
love.
I got
hated
Karate
it.
Champ on the PlayStation in the front room.
I think
Remember
Double.
Karate Champ with the 2 joysticks? You'd have
I
to.
remember that one. But Double Dragon, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Double Dragon.
man.
At Bobo, I hated that dude.
Nintendo one sucked, but yeah, Double Dragon.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Double Dragon 2.
You had to fight each other at the end and shit. That was great.
And there, right? It's like, oh, we were allies. Now we're enemies.
Mm-hmm.
I thought
Jimmy
they were brothers,
Lee.
but I guess they, they're fighting over the pussy. Only one of them's getting it. Yeah.
Hey, bro. Some Cain
Hi,
and Abel
bro.
shit, bro. It was some biblical action, bro. Cain and Abel. Like, "Ah, fuck you, motherfucker. I'm the one. Or some Highlander. There could only be one.
Of course you are.
Double
Oh, man.
Dragon.
I remember those movies, bro. You know what I did last night, because Chrissy was at the hospital with her mom, taking care of her mom.
Mm.
Her mom's still there. Hopefully she'll get better. We'll pray on that. Everybody out there, put some good words and thoughts and prayers out there to mama. But I was stuck at home, and I forget how bored I get. And then we didn't have the podcast last night, so I was like, "Damn it, man! I got nothing to do. I can only play video games for so long." And then I'm just like, "I don't want to talk to these people on video games no more." so I
Wait,
went
what
to
do you play on? I didn't know you
play.
played.
I play on PS5. I got a PS5.
What
Oh,
game?
man.
Oh, usually, honestly, I just play Call of Duty. But if you have a game that's a multiplayer, co-op kind of game, I'll play it.
I don't
Like,
have a
I'll download
PS5. I
it.
got PS4.
That's fine. You can still
I
play
have
on the same.
Xbox One.
Yeah, they all are compatible. Some of the games that I play, they're all compatible with all of those. But I was like, man, I was just tired of doing that. So I was like, let me see what's on Amazon Prime. Because I never search on there too much for movies. I'm like, let me see what the movies are. And then I ran across, which I forgot that he even had this, Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Oh, man.
You never watched it?
I watched the regular version.
Oh, this is the first time you watching Zack Snyder's?
The
Holy
4 hour.
shit.
The 4 hours.
I
and
love
4
it.
Bro, I didn't know it was. I was like, I can't. And I was
Why you
telling her,
think
4 hours.
Why you think the
4
fans
hours.
demanded that version, man?
I'm glad he came out with it, because I never saw that version.
Dude,
I
the
only saw
end's
the other version.
fucking. Dude, the end's fucking phenomenal, dude. I
The
love
whole
the end.
movie's great. I liked the whole movie. I liked all the character development. I liked all the action sequences. At one point, I looked up. I'm like, it's 5:30. I've been watching it for 3 hours. There's still an hour and a half to go.
Did you ever see the first one, Dirk? The Justice League movie?
Now, you know I never watch movies.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, that one
Wait,
was
no,
crazy.
Yeah, if he's never watched like the other DC movies, I wouldn't even waste my time with it then.
Yeah, Superman. That's a good
DC,
one.
I had hope for that.
The 80s Superman, yeah.
universe.
Well, I like 80 Superman.
No, Henry Cavill's a good Superman.
He's really good, bro.
He
I used to
is.
watch him at Smallville when I watched.
That wasn't
when I saw.
Cavill.
Wasn't it?
No,
That was him?
no,
He looks like him.
no. I don't think that was Henry Cavill.
Well, I used to watch Smallville, and they kept that story aligned into like the Superman, like when they brought it to the comics. Like it was just,
They
I don't know.
did, but they didn't. I mean, I like that show, but they kind of, I don't know, they kind of would bring things in that they would forget about almost. Like they actually brought in the Doomsday character, but it kind of got lost.
Yeah.
Your boy played Michael, I can't think of his name. He played a hell of a Lex Luthor. He was
Tom
good.
Welling, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
He
he
looked-
never got out of the jacket and the t-shirt era. They never did move forward with him.
But Smallville was pretty cool. I liked it. It was pretty
Lana
fun.
Lang.
And that's where they introduced what's it called? What's that do with the bow and arrow? Robin Hood guy?
Oh,
Oh, Green Arrow.
Green Arrow.
Green Arrow. There you go. I couldn't think of this. My brain just went sideways. I was like, what was his name? I was like, not Green Lantern. That's a totally different universe.
I used to like The Flash on Netflix. I thought that was a great show. That was a damn good show.
Yeah.
Now you can watch the movie.
Yeah, well, it was on that was on the CW too with Smallville.
Well, it
That
was
was
a
another
different show. I'm talking about the Netflix show, Daredevil. No, Daredevil.
that-
I'm sorry, not Flash, Daredevil on
There you go.
Netflix. That was fucking good.
Yeah, I remember you were telling me
old
about
boy
that.
was the Kingpin. Oh, I can't think of his name. Vincent DeVary, the one that played.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah. Vincent D'Onofrio. Yeah, he plays a great Kingpin.
I remember you were telling me about that when it was on, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
There was
Vincent D'Onofrio.
one when DC had their app, Swamp Thing show on DC app. Oh, it was fucking phenomenal. And they canceled it because like, it was too expensive. But it was like, damn, it's good. And it was very, very good. If you could find that somewhere without having to pay for it, I'd check it out if you were a Swamp Thing fan.
Well, that's the problem. You got to pay for everything nowadays. I even looked for hell. I
Well,
was
it's been
looking
out
for
a couple years, and I don't even think the DC app even exists anymore. That's what I'm saying. You may be able to
Probably
find
not.
that, like looking for somewhere.
It'll probably be on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review.
And I know Dirk knows some links.
What are we talking about here? What kind of links? Sausage?
Yeah, sausage where you don't have to see certain or pay for certain.
I was talking about
Okay.
breakfast, bro. I was talking about like breakfast sausage. Like, what are you talking about? Such a gutter, man. Jesus, man.
Huh?
Act
Sausage
your
and
age.
Pancakes.
I love when people.
One more thing. Since that was my Father's Day present from old lady, I'm gonna show you what I bought for myself for Father's Day.
All right.
A Transformers #1.
Oh, that's what's up.
8.5.
Is that the first one?
That's the very first one.
I can't remember
That's
if I
cool.
had that or not.
1983. This is the
See-
book that started it all.
See, I
Before
never.
the toys, anything.
I like comics, but I never collected them as much. I
Yeah,
just
I
I
got
had
some
friends
here
that
and
had
there.
them.
I didn't either until like when I was around 14, when I was old enough to go to a shops and really get them. I used to buy them off the racks here and there, but I wasn't like following them and shit
So was
like
I.
that. Yeah, I would just buy a book off the rack. Oh, cool. And
Yeah, it's got a cool cover.
yeah,
Exactly.
but I wasn't
Yeah.
buying them until I got to like 14 where I could go to one, and then I was picky though. I didn't just pick up like books and shit. I'd be like, oh, this looks good, and I'll buy it and give it a try. You know, but I wasn't like one of them dudes that just sat in there for hours, which I did. I worked at one. I
part
was
of the
into
job.
other things. Yeah,
It's a
Look
job
at me. I
requirement.
don't look like a guy who used to read comic books.
So
you
you
know,
weren't-
But
Not necessarily. You're not the
I had my own
stereotypical.
style. I'm a weirdo. I when it came to style. You
So
know,
you weren't John Draper, huh?
I was the guy with long hair, looking like I came out of a Nirvana video, listening to Dr. Dre's The Chronic. You know, it was just everybody thought I was fucking weird. It was like, yeah, that's what I do,
Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby.
pretty much.
I was just a little the little gangbanger looking, sports kid. Because I'd always be playing basketball or football or some sport, and I was wearing joggers,
Yeah.
and gym shoes. I always had gym shoes on. That's what we call them up north. We call them up gym shoes
Gym shoes. Yep.
or kicks.
Gym shoes, kicks. Yep.
Tennis shoes. I've heard all kinds of names for them.
Yeah, that's the '80s term. Tennis shoes.
Tennis shoes, yeah. Well, because they didn't really have gym shoes
Right.
until Nike decided to go crazy with Jordans. It was like,
Oh,
Top
Chuck Taylors
Nikes.
would consider gym shoes.
Had those in 1980.
Taylors.
Chuck Taylors, some Chucks. Yeah. Chucks. Being from the Midwest, Chucks just look like you were a Vato or you're a Crip or a Blood from LA. Like it was a West Coast thing. Didn't nobody wear
Well, down
Chucks.
here, it was just like, oh, he's fucking poor.
Are those buddies?
Let's kick
Like-
his ass. He's just poor. He didn't have to be in you in the poor gang. You got your ass kicked.
Oh my God. Fucking mother.
So my parents would do the worst thing they could ever do to me. They went out and bought me LA gear.
Oh man, I remember LA.
I remember
gear.
those.
You might as well put the
Bro.
chucks on me.
Yeah, no, I never had a pair of LA gear. I've had Reebok.
I had Reebok. Yep.
I had New Balance.
Yep. Well,
I've had what was that other one? There was some other running shoe, Saucony or something like that.
There was Pro Wings, wasn't there?
Oh, I remember Pro Wings. Yeah,
British Knights.
Oh no, British Knights.
Yeah.
I remember BKs when they came out, and then they found out, oh no, these belong to a white nationalist company. Oh, we're gonna not do those anymore. We're gonna not do those anymore. And then every once in a while, when I wanted to dress like I was like gonna freestyle and start breakdancing, I wear my Pumas, my big tongues.
Yeah,
oh yeah. I used to wear those Pumas and my Adidas. Those ones.
My Adidas.
Yep.
Run
yeah.
DMC would
Run
say.
DMC. Yep. And I remember when DMC, I watched it on like MTV years ago because he never found out who his birth parents were, and then he did one of those genealogy things. He finds out he's Dominican, and I was like, that makes sense. He looks Dominican. I was like, everybody's like, but he's black. I'm like, no, he's Dominican. I was like, Dirk, if you had a little bit of an accent, you could be Dominican too, bro.
Awesome, man. Never know.
Be like, oye, papi,
Never know.
¿Cómo está, man? Toda esta mierda.
If I was a Jamaican, why would I be wearing this hat?
Okay, Dave Chappelle. Bomba clock.
What part of Jamaica are you from? Right by the beach, boy.
All right.
I love that movie.
Oh, that movie's great, dude. That movie's so quotable, man. Oh my God, they're so funny. I love the Jim Brewer. I seen his stand-up, and he was talking about on his stand-up that he looks like that. Like he has that
Brian look.
That crying looks like he's high and his eyes are just red. Like, and he's like, yeah, I got pulled over, and the cop's like, see your ID. He's like, you been drinking? He's like, no. And he looks at me. He looks at his eyes like, Then he looks at his ID, and his ID is the exact same as what he is there. It's bloodshot, red eyes, half closed, and he's like, what the fuck?
How much will you take for this Kenny Loggins record? I'll give you 5 for it. It's signed 6. Stop it, Jan.
Oh, hey, give the weed to the guy on the couch. Give the weed to the guy on the couch. He takes a hit, and he's like, yo, guy on the couch gave it a thumbs up. Killer, kill. Killer floats out the window.
Killer came from a 3-legged bitch. And he was
the best
fight this Nibbles. That's my brother, man. And Killer killed Nibbles. So he came back, he canceled all his fights, he started smoking crack. And Killer just died.
Who's this man? No.
Jim Brewer with that story was so great, bro. That movie was so stupid. It's so funny. I love that movie.
Oh, I love Heartland Williams too.
Oh, dude, Heartland Williams. He was just feeding the horse. He's like, what are you doing? It's a
when
diabetic horse.
When he's sitting at when he's first sitting at the table and they all eat and he's like, oh, any of you guys believe in angels? Well, give me your fruit cocktail. Well, I can't give you my fruit cocktail because I won't get all my vitamins. And if I give it to you today, I'll have to give it to you every day.
He's a kindergarten teacher. That was great, man. That was so great. He was so great in that movie. And then Cuban B, when he quit, that's still one of the best lines. I've never done that. I've always wanted to do that.
Not like that, but I did do that.
You're cool. No.
I know, right? Just slapped
it. Wasn't like that, but it was
slapped him with
like
the burger. That was the greatest. He threw the burger at him.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool.
The old lady's like, yeah. Slaps him with the burger. It was the best part. That shit was so fucking great.
And they just
I'm crying. I'm crying. That shit was so funny. That shit was so damn funny, man.
Who's coming with me, man? I'm not gonna freak out. I'm not gonna do what everybody thinks I'm gonna do. Who's coming with me, man?
And he has a suitcase working at a record store.
Jan.
Or was it a head shop? Was that what it was? Was it a head shop?
No, it was a record store.
It was a record store. Okay. All right. Yeah. But I remember those. That was one thing that I used to like.
I remember those too.
In Chicago that I used to go to, this one little neighborhood, which was very like alternative neighborhood, like basically boys that look like girls and girls that look like boys was a thing in Chicago on that part forever. Then the neighborhood was even called Boys Town, but they had some of the coolest like shops and head shops and like record stores, and you could still get 8 tracks in some of the spots like that were like, yeah, it was crazy. But you would go in there and you would just walk in there, just going through all the records, looking at them all, sitting there. That's on my shoulder. That's under my arm now. Let me go.
You know who used to be like that? You'll know the Mushroom on Broadway.
Yep.
That's what I heard. I don't know. I haven't been in there in about 15 years. I don't know what it's looking like now, but
I haven't driven down there. I don't go to Uptown no more, or go to by University or anything. So
Yeah,
I don't go by Broadway no more. I don't see we only get to live through vicariously through Boogie when he goes through there and takes pictures of them on Halloween and whatnot.
I know I'm up there.
Yeah, see, I'm not up there. I'm not up there. I'm glad though too. My truck is too big. I'm not trying to mess with all them parking spots. I ain't doing all that, bro.
I'm like Matthew McConaughey. All right. How you doing?
You know that was luck basically with him getting that role.
I believe it.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be an extra, and somebody like didn't show up or something. He was only supposed to have like a couple of lines. Like he wasn't supposed to be like a main character, but they liked him so much as this 20-something-year-old guy hanging out with these
Teenagers.
kids, teenagers basically. Yeah, which is kind of weird, but it's like
One of my all-time favorite movies.
oh man, such a great movie. I'm telling you, Frailty. That's a movie you got to go see. That's a movie you got to see that he did. That shows him like what kind of range he had. That's an old movie too. That's a real old movie.
Matthew McConaughey.
I like Matthew McConaughey.
So, Dirk, you've been kind of quiet tonight. Anything you want to talk about? Anything you want to bring to the floor?
Oh, I can't think of anything, which is unfortunate.
Oh my god!
You guys don't watch wrestling, so I can't talk about that.
Well,
you can still talk about it.
Punk came back.
Yeah, that's your buddy. CM Punk came back.
Shinedown's greatest. No, I'm just kidding. That's MJ.
Sometimes I dream.
That is MJ.
I used to love those commercials.
Which one? Oh, okay.
The Gatorade commercials.
Yeah.
Gatorade and Nike. Be like Mike.
I'll play for that Gatorade. Oh, I'm down. I love that commercial.
Michael Jordan's gonna buy a ballpark.
Where's my Gatorade?
I know.
I love that commercial.
All those they used to make commercials so good back in the day. They're not that great anymore.
No.
Hell, ESPN used to make really good commercials. Like they were just so funny. I just saw one the other day, like scrolling through, and they were showing like, man, I remember when ESPN made great commercials, and it shows the one where it's like Jorge Posada for the Yankees sitting there, and he's talking to Big Boppy, to David Ortiz, and he's like, and his hat is just straight out because he doesn't wear a hat because he's a catcher. He's like, I don't wear a hat, man. Like my hat's straight. He's like, no, man, you're not gonna get it. You gotta bend it. And you see Ortiz bending it, and the mascot, Wally, it's not what you think, Wally. He's wearing a Yankees hat and his Red Sox uniform. He's like, he just throws his hands up. All the papers fly everywhere. And he's like,
yeah. I remember that commercial. That was great.
He was so bad. I was like, oh my god, those were great.
I like the Stuart Scott ones. Oh, the showdown.
Oh yeah, Stuart Scott ones were great.
Big Mac fries. Play it for us,
bro.
You and me, so my Big Mac.
Look,
First
man.
One miss, watch the winner eat.
That's how you spell McDonald's, baby.
Larry Bird was a goat, bro. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Larry Bird. Bro, there were so many stories of Larry Bird doing shit to teams that's just like, are you kidding me?
Dr. J.
Off the floor, off the scoreboard,
yeah.
Off the springboard, no rim. Over the second rafter, off the floor, nothing but net.
I had the NES game, Jordan versus Bird.
Oh, you did?
It was lame.
Oh.
Off the
Special sauce.
over the river, off the billboard, through the window.
Oh,
Nothing but
the John Hancock building. Yeah, dude. There was one time that Larry Bird walked up to the team in pregame. He said, I think I need 43 today. And they're like, whatever. He walks off, scores 43 points, sits the fourth quarter. After the game, they asked him, why didn't you go back out in the fourth quarter? He's like, we were up by 20 and I already scored the points that I told him I was going to score. I was like, damn. I'm like, shit. Like, it's not even mean. It's like, look, I'm going to spit these facts to you, and this is what's going to happen. It's like like in The Water Boy, where she's like 24-23 or 27-24. He's like, that's a pretty good guess. That ain't no guess. Like, this is what's going to happen. And I was like, holy shit.
Bird was the man.
Bird was, man. He was, and he just played basketball, man. He was just the hick from French Lick, just a boy in Indiana, just shooting the ball, and he could shoot it, and he knew he would shoot it. He was super cocky about it. He would tell you, like, I remember there was a game he scored over 30, shooting only with his left hand because he hurt his right hand. He said, I think I'm going to go for 30 with my left today. And every shot, even free throws, lefty. And I'm like, bro, you don't see anybody doing that now. You don't see nobody doing that now. Like the 80s and the early 90s, nobody was doing shit like that. Right. Nobody was calling their shot like they are now. Like nobody calls their shot like that anymore. The only person that gets close to it to me is Curry, is Steph. When he shoots that three and he just turns around and starts running the other way to get back on defense, and you're like, that's not fair. I know. You're just if he does it in front of your bench, it's even worse. He turns around, he's looking at y'all. He's like, later. That's a three, bitch. I'm out. There was one I seen a replay of him where he shoots one in front of the Golden State bench, and then he goes and he gives a high five to the guy on the bench to come out. They high five and he starts running. The ball's halfway in the air still. I'm like, this motherfucker, bro. Like, you don't see that. That's why that's the one reason I do like with the threes with especially with Steph, because you just know he's gonna do it. He's gonna come dribbling. And then it's like, you're like, where did that come from? How did he even get the arc on that shot? But yeah,
Steph Curry for you,
bro. Larry Bird was funny, bro. He was a funny guy. When he said he was going to do something to you, he was going to do something to you.
Oh yeah.
And his shit talk. His shit talking be like, you like that? I'm gonna put this one in your eye. I'm gonna give you a Christmas present tonight. Whack. And I'm like, damn, Merry Christmas. What?
And a ho ho ho, bitch.
I know, right? Like, it was just great, bro. It was great. I used to love that. And they were like, and like, even when they asked him about MJ, they're like, so how was it with that that kid out there, Michael Jordan? He's like, you Black Jesus? Black Jesus. That's what you're talking about? Black Jesus? Yeah, Black Jesus is good. When he put 63 on him, and they still and the Celtics still won because the Celtics had a better team. But he's like, that's when he called him that. He's the one that started calling him that name because he was like, yeah, bro, like don't do it.
I remember that 63 points.
Don't you fucking do it, you motherfucker, you.
That's Joe Pesci. Oh my goodness, what else we got for the topics for tonight, fellas?
I guess I'll talk about this. It's like for all you comic book nerds out there.
Let's go, bro.
Well, what it was.
That's what's up.
Sorry. I've been following a creator for a couple years, guy named Eric July, known as Ripper. He's a comic book fan. And so what happened was, he's like me. He don't like how the comic book industry's kind of been bastardized. They're trying to fucking put political agendas in the shit and just instead of leaving well enough alone and shit, they got to change all that. Well, he last year he decided he was going to do his own comic book. He's not an artist. He's just a guy with the ideas and the backing. Well, he did a campaign, a pre-order. Indie comic books, people will get on board. I mean, the average around, depends on who the creator, about $5,000 top. That's their first goal. It's around $5,000. His first, I don't remember exactly what it was, but this motherfucker pulled in 3.5 million.
Jesus.
In pre-orders alone.
Wow.
And
talk about publishing is going to be happy with that.
Well, this is all on him.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So
he's gonna have to use somebody to publish it, though. Like he's gonna.
I want you to. I brought up the video from now. This is from last year's campaign, and I want y'all kind of see where he's coming from, and check it out. We don't have to watch it all, but you'll kind of get the gist of it. So let me go ahead and share it. I don't know how big a comic book fans y'all were, but but
I was familiar with lots of different comics.
What he's about to say, it stands true for anything you're a fan of, and it's not just. It don't have to be comic books. So let's there we go.
Founder, owner, and writer. Welcome to the Ripperverse. The Riververse is the result of a comic book lifer that wanted to be a part of the solution instead of always griping about the problem. Now, don't get me wrong, this was always a part of my aspirations. However, the current climate certainly sped things up. You've watched some of your favorite comic book characters be bastardized to the point to where they're completely unrecognizable. They're just used as career stepping stones for a lot of writers that don't care about the lore. Some even despise their fans. Those are people that just want to tell stories that represent their social political views, even if they don't make sense for the characters that they're writing. And of course, these mega corporations that control these properties don't exactly make it easy for you to get in and understand what's canon. So maybe it's time for something new. We are a comic book company first and foremost that will never be forgotten no matter how big this venture gets. And we are guided by a set of principles known as the Ripperverse ethic. You will find this on a page in every single book that we release, and it's a set of standards that we certainly want you to hold us to. There are three main things that we will always emphasize. Number one, respect the customer. We aren't owed your dollar, but we love to have you as longtime supporters. It's going to be up to us to keep you interested and invested. Now, anytime there's passion involved, there's going to be those conflicts, but we'll respect you. So as long as you respect us, it's all about reciprocity. Our second point of emphasis is canon and continuity. This is an ever-expanding universe. There's going to be many of characters that will be introduced. But when you buy a book from us, you own a piece of history. It matters. These events will not be erased by way of time travel or some multiversal aspect. And number three, a comprehensive timeline. No matter when you jump into this space, we want to make it easy for you to get caught up on some characters that you're interested in. So we're going to keep the reboots to a minimum. Now, don't worry. We know that picking up the pieces is part of the fun, so we're not going to exactly hold your hand. And while I personally value liberty, we're not going to beat you over the head with on-the-nose current politics and current narratives. That will completely contradict what it is that we're trying to do here. So whether you're into our main character in our first book, Isum, or you're into Yaira, or you're interested in all of them, will certainly have you as a customer. Your ethnic background or genetic makeup is wholly irrelevant to us. Now, previously being part of comic book fandoms myself, I understand the importance of them. We'll do. All right,
I'll stop it there. But did y'all see where he was coming from?
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
And he's made a name for himself with his channel, and when he decided to do this, I mean, the whole fucking nerdum internet YouTube people came out the fucking woodwork. And that first campaign did I think it was, I can't remember what his 30,000 was the goal for the first last year's book, and went to 3.5 million.
That's crazy, bro.
And of course I helped out.
Of course you did.
And
is that an acronym for something?
I'm not, that's the name of the I haven't read the book, but
okay.
I didn't. Well, this month what happened was, you know, he's like, fuck, I didn't realize it was gonna be this big, and he's like reinvesting in all the money and shit into the company. He's trying to make it bigger. So this year he's like even got some of the great like old comic book writers like Chuck Dixon and Graham Nolan coming into work, and they used to do good Batman back in the day. And he's got them coming in to work. Well, he just did the campaign for Isum 2, and you know everybody's jumping on board. It's not going as quick as the last one, but it made 1.6 million right now, and it's released like a week and a half ago. So, fuck, dude, some people can't even get it up to like 10,000 on this shit. This motherfucker's already got to 1.5 million again.
It's crazy, bro.
And so, of course, I ordered it. And because there's haters out there hating on him because he's doing something that they don't like, and they're pissed that he's got so much support, and it's because of his attitude that you heard.
He's got a good project, man,
and a lot of motherfuckers are jealous that he's doing it. I know personal comic book creators personally that think he's a fucking fraud. And I know these motherfuckers like in person that I've talked to, and they think he's a fraud. I'm like, why?
Wow.
They're jealous, and I'm not gonna say their names, but
Haters,
they've told me this shit, and it's like, why? And it's like, I tried to tell them, I'm like, did you see what he did? How did he built his fucking audience? He built it through YouTube. You got to go out there. He's been doing this shit for years. This wasn't just an overnight thing,
right?
And he got the people to listen and buying into what he had to say. I mean, you can't just be putting your shit on Facebook and be like thinking everybody's gonna come out and buy it.
You gotta hit everything. You gotta hit Instagram, you gotta hit TikTok. You gotta get all of it.
Especially if you don't have a crowd like him or an audience like him. I mean, I think he like 800,000 people subscribers for his channel. That's probably not included on any other platforms still.
Yeah, that's the thing. We gotta get that algorithm. You gotta get your face on there in the algorithm so it pops up on just your regular page, not when it's something specific.
This dude actually, and then because the YouTube community, it's pretty big, but they're all like the elites of the nerd groups that all kind of work together. And he got together with another guy, and they're gonna do a drive where he's selling his books half off. And if you buy a book, it's going to get donated to a kid in the hospital. And so what he decided to do is, if you bought 1 and 2, it's going to be like dirt cheap, so you could donate, and it'll be under your name and everything.
That's cool.
And dude, it was people hating him on that.
Wow.
And that kind of rubbed Brandy the wrong way, because Brandy watched the show with me. She knows who they are. Everybody is, all the players. And she got pissed. She's like, ordered 2 sets, one from you and one from me. And sure enough, we ordered 2.
And what's up?
And and it'll be, and actually it's going to be donated from the Bayou Geeks podcast.
That's what's up. Yeah. Let's go.
That'll work.
So it's like, you want to know why people like him make it? It's because the way his fucking attitude is. I mean, if you listen to the customer service, we're going to listen to the customer because they're the ones with the fucking money.
Yep.
Don't listen to the motherfuckers that are broke, just want you to do something because they want you to, because they're not going to support it financially, because they don't work.
And also big corporate companies just have that name and that longevity where they're like, well, we could just say this. This is just how it's going to be.
And the problem is, they're losing money and everything's hurting. Dude, I mean, you've been talking about Hollywood's fucking hurting. Disney is hemorrhaging money. They don't know what to do. They're in so much debt, Disney. Everybody always wants to bring up, like, when a couple podcasts I listened to, I know Derk listened to, they would always say something about being bought by Disney. I was telling myself here and that shit, that's never going to fucking happen, because they can't even pay for their own fucking shit. They're taking shit off of Disney Plus, like shit that no one watches, and so they don't have to pay the taxes on it. Like the Willow show that came out not too long ago, that shit was such a bomb that they had to take it off of Disney Plus because it was costing them more money to keep it on.
Jesus,
that's how much money. Then they lost money with Elemental. That movie's lost money.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like it's a cool idea. Like
Little Mermaid lost money. It's official. It's lost money.
And Indiana Jones.
And that's this weekend. And that's going to be the clusterfuck. That's going to be the thing that ends all.
Flash.
And well, Flash is Warner Brothers.
Oh
yeah.
But they lost money
too.
Lost
money too. Yeah.
And they lost fucking a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
And everything's hurting. And look at the movies that fucking have made $1 billion. The ones that haven't beaten people over the head, or the companies that haven't pissed anyone off. Mario Brothers did $1 billion. Fucking Top Gun.
Top Gun, bro.
A sequel after 30-something years with
and
a fucking $1 billion hit.
And the crazy part is Tom Cruise still kind of looks the same, bro. Like he just not this. And the next thing that he's doing, that Mission Impossible. 7, 8, whatever the hell. I don't even know what number they're on anymore. I've done forgot.
I think it's like number 7, but part 1 of number 7.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
it's a 2-part thing. He is still doing all his own stunts. This dude's 60 years old, and he's still out here jumping a motorcycle off of a canyon, and then jumping off the motorcycle, and then parachute. I'm like, yeah, bro. I'm not a base jumper. I'm good. I'll let somebody else do that. But they tell him all the time that he can't touch stuff. Like in Top Gun, they made sure they're like, he cannot fly the plane. He can be in the seat. He cannot have any controls whatsoever. None. They did not want him to do it.
He'll fly it. He'll fly that fucker too.
Oh yeah. If you gave him that's why they knew. They're like, no, you cannot. Like he has to be in a seat where he can actually have no. His controls don't work. Can we disconnect those controls? Those controls can go away.
Check it out. This was the first campaign last year. Okay, the goal was 100,000. They did 3.7 million. That was last year's goal.
That's crazy, bro.
Now the one this year is for number 2. Where's he at? He's at
my gosh,
15. He's at 1.5 million. And look, everybody's coming through. You see that? There's the thing right there. I don't know if y'all see it with my little thing.
Yeah.
Books donated 913. We're 2 of them.
There you go.
And yeah, it was like fuck it. And there was people when Brandy heard like people talking shit about that, she's like, fuck this shit. Her being a nurse and all that shit.
How are you gonna hate on somebody giving away their things
jealousy,
for free?
Bro. Fucking just pure fucking jealousy.
Haters gonna hate, man. Not me, bro. I don't give a shit. I want everybody to win. I want everybody to do good. I don't wish that bad upon no one, unless you actually physically, just hurt my family or something. There's very few of those names in there.
Yeah, cover. I ordered this cover.
Oh man, that's a nice cover.
Oh shit. I don't know why I did that. There you go.
Got you in a headlock, my boy.
They got he has different packages, like $500 packages you get. Like in campaign number 1, believe it or not, he had one. I think it was 20. I can't remember exactly. I have to go back on that and look. But he had a package. He was only offering so many, and you'd be in the comic book. And he sold out of them. And we were talking about I think they were like $3,000 or $2,000, something like that. Everybody bought how many he had available that in last year's campaign.
That's fucking awesome, bro. I might have to check that out, bro. I might actually have to read these comics just to see it, because it definitely sounds something that's different than what we're used to. Yeah. Well, it's not different than what we're used to. It's different. It's different from what it is now versus what it used to be, where the propaganda that they try to put into some stuff now, and you can see it is blatant. Like it's so blatant sometimes where you're like,
I know we got a few minutes, but I want to show you something. Gary, I was telling you about last week. Remember how I was telling you about self-inserts? Like a lot of artists were putting themselves in comic books, especially like the oh shit, I can't think of what the fuck they called. Like the activists.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. I want to show you what I meant by that. Let me see. Okay. I think this is it. Okay. I want y'all to see this. I just got to share the screen, and I want to show y'all another picture. All right. Yes.
No.
All right. You see this book right here? I Am Not Starfire. It's about Starfire's daughter. Okay. If you look at the art, it's pretty ridiculous. All right. But that's the daughter of Starfire. And it's supposed to be, I think, the daughter of Night Raven, too. Well, she's kind of pissed off, kind of rebel because she ain't like her mom. And even in the story itself, it's completely like you would think it would be. Right. Well, look, here we go. That's the writer.
Yeah, she made it look like her.
Yes. You see what I'm saying? She's putting her own shit into the books. I thought they would have a side to side. I'm sure they would have somewhere else would have looked.
Speaking of shit, real quick, LSU lost 24-4. So,
holy fuck.
Yeah. Tomorrow night, we got to win for the championship. And the funny part was, too, is I read a thing that said that there hasn't been a World Series champion that's won both games back-to-back. That it's always gone 3 games when it's in the final. And I'm like, all right, cool.
I remember when it was
she
just
looks
one
like
game.
She looks like a regular.
And not only she's putting her look, she's putting her politics in it too.
Well, yeah,
I mean, it's like, and that's what people are sick of. Even the art's crap. I mean, if you look at the fucking art, I mean, the art was fucking. I knew guys doing that shit in junior high.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna look because he's gonna have Graham Nolan. They used to do Batman and Chuck Dixon. I'm definitely gonna be looking for those books.
Well, that's what's up. Well, we're gonna have to support them too, bro.
Yeah, Rippaverse. I mean, yeah, anybody can go to Rippaverse. I mean,
Check him out.
Hell yeah. I mean, we're too small of a podcast to try to even get him on to show. So
Rip them up.
You never know, bro. That'd be awesome.
you
if we
never
did.
know. You never know. Maybe
Yeah, you
one
never
day
know.
we'll have our own panel or get together with our fans, you know?
Send a little tweet in the DM.
But y'all ready to get on out of here? We've done an hour and a half. And next week. The big two, the late to the party. That's what we're going to call that episode. Late to the party.
Yeah.
Late to the party.
Anniversary. Yep. The Bayou Geeks 2-year anniversary. And I can't believe it's actually been this long.
Me neither. I can't believe I used to listen. I was just a listener, guys. It can happen to anybody. I was just a fan like you. Now look where I'm at. Sitting in my kitchen.
Now look where I'm at.
It's actually a really big house.
You're like Mark.
It's
You're like
really
Mark
big house.
Wahlberg in Rock Band, bro. You just, like, look, we write songs. You know, you just sit here and sing.
Like, look pretty.
What is that? Your eye?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm
But
starting to lose natural light. It's getting shady over here.
So hopefully we'll have some guests on. I'll try to get some guests on.
Yeah, we'll have some special presents, some special
We're
surprises.
gonna be live.
People.
We're going live too on YouTube that night.
Oh, we're gonna go live too.
We're going live.
What time?
8 o'clock your time. Be 7 o'clock Saturday. That's what I'm saying. Everybody be good for Saturday night. I think I'm gonna bring out the alcohol and celebrate on it. I know you never seen me drink before, Derek. It's gonna be fun.
I've seen him drink before.
Yeah, you ever seen me drink? You ever seen me fucked up?
Yeah, he's seen me fucked up too. Yeah, we've seen each other at our worst places sometimes, and it's just like whatever. Those friends are for, bro. These are memories, bro. You can't replace these things. Oh man.
Oh yeah.
So
especially early on back in when we all started.
I guess I'll get something to drink too.
Well, we were all young, bro. We were all so young.
Yeah, we were in our mid-30s. We were young.
Yeah, we were just figuring out who the hell we were. Like,
so mid-30s. That's all.
You know.
Yeah. So
Shit.
It is what it is. So what's that date going to be? Let's look at this.
That will be Saturday the
June the 1st. July the 1st. I'm sorry, July the 1st.
Oh, damn!
First
So
of the
that means
month.
that means we'll be off Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll be off on Tuesday.
Fuck, I may still work.
Yeah, I'm off on Tuesday too.
I'm not sure. I don't really care.
I ain't working Monday, then I'm off on Tuesday.
So remember, y'all, Tuesday, July 1st, YouTube, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern.
And I'm back on Facebook. So, yeah, look for the link. I'll share the link on Facebook, and Gary will share it on his, and Dirk, and all our favorite friends will. Hopefully, they'll share it for us. Maybe we can get some of them friends on, too, also.
Yeah,
I'll try to reach out to them this week and see.
I put myself on Facebook. I put it on Instagram. That's really all I got, because I guess I could put it on Snapchat, too. I don't really go on.
I'll try to work on, like, an announcement picture tonight or tomorrow. Like I said, since I got my Facebook back, I can actually recover some old pictures on Facebook, too.
That's what's up.
So
that's what's up. Ooh,
there you go.
That's a whole nother episode.
Yep.
All that happened with that. Ugh.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right, man.
The history of the Bayou Geeks has been lost.
No.
Yep.
It's like
I said.
It's like the Ark of the Covenant. We'll find it.
So should we do our plugs and then y'all do y'all shout outs to whoever and
let's do it.
All right. Let's shout out to the Derk City podcast.
Finally.
He got it right, bro. First time too, bro. That was
with our favorite person, Mojo, and our brother here, Dirk. You know, actually, he sent me the link today. I gotta check y'all show out. I'll listen to it tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Of course, Break the Apocalypse. That's with John Draper Shane and B. O'Brien. Check them out. And of course, Wrestling Soup. You got Anthony Missionary Thomas, Joey Numbers, and our friend Mr. Kevin Castle. And I should give a shout out to Chris Matthews. Chris Matthews got his YouTube channel now. Go check him out, Chris Matthews.
Yep, show some love, y'all.
You know,
Chris Matthews.
So, anything y'all want to plug? Y'all Twitter, whatever.
No.
Listen to Old Guy Metalcast. Bobby Blades.
Yeah,
Bobby Blades, Jim Vicious.
There you go.
Red River Podcast. I got that from John
Facebook
Draper.
Page should be back now too. Yeah. I'll try to reach out to them guys, see if they're available, and if they're not, oh well. But so
Totally inappropriate sports. Check them out.
There you
and
go.
yeah,
They
of
took
course,
a hiatus, but they'll be back.
and of course, you can extend the invitation to Mojo too, Dirk.
Well, he'll be out of town.
Oh, next Saturday too.
Family.
Okay. I didn't know how long he was going to be.
That's what's up.
Thoughts and prayers to everybody because I know it. So some of y'all, some people got some sick people. So,
Yeah. Thoughts and prayers out to some part of my family.
Yep.
They know who they are. I'm not going to put
So
their
everybody
business
who's sick out there, let's.
Yep.
Y'all.
That's what's
speedy
up.
recovery, Godspeed.
Yep. Stay hydrated, y'all.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated, please. Drink
And
water.
And we got a tornado warning, so watch out.
Y'all have a tornado warning?
Yeah, we do.
Well, we got a heat warning. Well, we always have a heat warning.
Yeah. Every day. Heat weather advisory. Oh, what is it? Oh, heat warning. Heat index between 115 and 120 degrees. Oh,
look,
cool.
bro.
So it's a Monday. All right.
Look, when you wake up, I wake up for 4:30 in the morning. And I go smoke a cigarette and have coffee outside. First thing I do before anything else. And you're starting to break a sweat at 4:30 in the morning down here. It's fucking hot.
It's 85 degrees at night, bro. It's doesn't feel any better. It's just the sun's not out. That's it.
The humidity, man.
Humidity kills us.
We're in a swamp.
Humidity. If it's humidity's not around, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's that humidity. You could be under shade. It's like fuck.
Had that this weekend. Humidity.
Yeah, this week is supposed to be rough. So.
All right. Well,
I was trying to be Louisiana.
Everybody have a good night. Everybody out there on YouTube land, don't forget, subscribe, rate, review, share, tell your family, tell your mom and them. Give us some
and join
love.
the party next week too. Yeah, make sure y'all look out for that. Make sure you hit subscribe on YouTube. Come on, we need some subscribes. Some likes. You listen to the shit, like it.
Yeah, just like it
and subscribe.
Get to see Gary and Chris get drunk.
Oh,
yeah, and hi. Oh well, no, I mean, now here's the thing. Now here I'm going to give everybody warning now. If I'm like sitting here drinking because I got a bottle of Jack, I'm going to sit here and just do shots. If I go off camera, that means I probably went outside and smoked a cigarette. Because if I'm drinking, I'm going to be smoking my ass off.
Yeah, I also don't smoke inside the house either.
Yeah, so we'll just have to go in shifts. I'll be like, Gary. And it'll just be like, fucking the camera will just go out and go on mute like, oh, he went smoked.
That's what Chris is doing. That's no problem, bro. I can drive the show. I talk a lot. That's what she said.
Hopefully we get I can get some confirms this week. I'll throw the invitation out to people and maybe we'll get some confirms and maybe they'll join us if they're available. Shot of Brandy will not be able to join us though, even though it was planned. She's going to do a video though. She's going to do a video like
good a tribute video.
We'll say that's a surprise. I mean,
I think Shaheem will do one too.
Yeah, that's. I'll go ahead. That's your job this week. I mean, y'all seem to have a good communication, y'all too. I mean, you always sending me new pictures and shit. Like, I'm just gonna go to Dirk for now on. Make it a lot easier. You're gonna be my agent with Shaheen.
Oh man.
All
right, y'all. I gotta go take care of a sick wife. She's not feeling good. So
all right, guys. Me and have y'all and y'all have a good one. Everybody out there have a good one. We will see y'all live Saturday on YouTube.
7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, July 1st. Let's go, baby. Let's go. We have a party.
Pray for
us.
Hype.
And to women with big tits.
My mom's definitely not listening to this episode.